Welcome to the current podcast. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Sports Wave. This is your producer Byron alongside Mauricio, who's in the building in his own camera angle tonight.
What's good? I mean, we don't got a guest today, so we had to improvise and use third angle because we have a shot on each of y'all, so we can do a wide shot. I was like, let's try something different. Sports Wave Monday. What's good with y'all? How you
We
doing?
also got Enzo. We also got Enzo in the building, and we got Manny in the building.
So
well.
That if you guys like our effects, those are amazing effects that come with the podcast, apparently.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's if you're checking us out live right now on YouTube, but if you're not, get your ass on YouTube right now. I'm just kidding.
Link in bio.
Link in bio, exactly.
Link in bio.
So yeah, that's what we do.
And if you want a shirt like that, just ask Enzo.
Shirt like what?
He'll sell you a shirt that says those words just for you.
Right?
Shirt like what?
I don't know. What are you talking about, bro?
I don't know, bro. You tell me. What are we talking about?
I mean, what I'm talking about is the current podcast show. So if you guys want to support us, we still have merch available.
Of course, bro. A shirt
Shirts,
that says,
yeah.
put that bed
We
again.
got some sweaters. You know, it's raining today in California.
Exactly.
Southern California, so
If you want to look,
available.
if you want to look sexy, you gotta have a sexy sweater.
you already know.
You know, current podcast, sexy sweater.
All day.
All the way.
All right, take us away, man.
Yeah, man. Well, what's going on sports?
Well,
man?
the first thing
Take
I'll
us
talk
away.
about
Take us away.
is Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils going to the Final Four against their arch rivals, UNC. Tar Heels, right, Enzo? Yeah, man. So what do you guys think about with that for his last season for the team to coach?
If he can actually make it all the way.
Yeah, you know that he's
He made it all the way. The Final Four, that's all the way. But he hasn't made it to the...
We're saying like he walks away with the trophy at the end.
Oh, that's walking away on top.
That's what I'm saying.
Because this is his last year retiring.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a dream come true if he's able to pull it off.
Yes, he could do it, I think.
Most definitely.
You think he can do it?
Yeah, I feel like it's just what see how UNC plays, but 2 more games for him to do that, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And UNC beat them actually earlier before the tournament, the March Madness tournament started.
Well, it all depends how you adjust,
And,
right? What adjustments you made?
Another tournament. I think he'll be alright.
UCLA got eliminated, right?
Yeah, they did. They lost to
by
I forget
UNC,
what
I
team.
think.
Huh?
I think it was by UNC.
Let me check that out. Real quick.
Yeah, because I know that was one team last week that we talked about that we believed could have made it, you know, but they ended up getting eliminated throughout last week.
I don't know. My notes aren't refreshing here. Oh, there they are.
Yeah, they're refreshing. They're
but-
coming up.
But yeah, I believe that they did lose to UNC earlier this season. It was Coach K's last game against them in home too, at home. Before, like I said, before March Madness started. So now he has a chance to beat them on a big stage. And even though that one was like for the championship of their region in NCAA, so now it's gonna gear towards them going for the whole pie, if you will, the whole cake. So that's on the teal right now. Let me check out when they play real quick. But Enzo, in your time of like, I know you speak about college sports because you want them to be paid more. But my question is, what's one of your favorite tournaments? Just like looking back,
When like Adam Morrison and Jordan Farmer were playing in the final, not the Final Four, it was in the national championship game. That was a dope one. And then another one where Russell Westbrook was in the Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love were in the freaking in the tournament. They made, I think, to like this Elite 8 or Sweet 16, and then Aaron Aflalo had a dope ass team with UCLA too. Nick Young had some dope ass USC runs, and that was like maybe like in 2008 and 9 around there. And Jordan Farmer was like 2006, 2007.
The one that I remember recently, that's not my favorite, but you remember when Lonzo Ball had that hype, and then he went up against De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox just didn't let him do nothing, basically.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like He had a decent tournament, didn't he?
Lonzo?
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
still
he
got
did. It was until he
he's-
played against De'Aaron Fox, and then every time he met him in the NBA, that's kind of what would happen. He'd always hit that roadblock of
Well, I feel like it's like
not being able to play as well.
It's a team, like the team gave him more free reign to go at him, and then Lonzo Ball was like, "Nah, his team is always like, you got to play in a certain like way, and we need you to be like a point guard and shit like that." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, like just like you said, UNC actually did knock out UCLA. So in the Final Four that we're gonna have Villanova versus Kansas on Saturday, and then the next game after that will be UNC versus Duke in the primetime slot. So what do you think it could be the final here?
The UConn Huskies, the females, they made it to the I think like 15th, 14th time in a row.
Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be
There's some girl named Pecker. She's dope.
That's where Gianna wanted to go play college.
Exactly. That's why I was watching the game earlier with Lisa. It kind of sad that that's where she wanted to go at one point in her life. You know what I mean? And if she would have lived long enough to see college basketball, because it's in good hands. These girls, it's entertaining to watch college basketball hoops for females.
Definitely. But who do you got in the final, Enzo? Who do you think is gonna make it? You think Duke and
I got
this
Duke.
You think they write it off?
I feel like he's gonna pull it off. I feel like he has his team playing the right way. It's just seeing the UNC hurdle. How do they match it up? How do they bounce back? How do they adjust? Like Manny says from the last
This is the 8th seed versus the 2nd seed. UNC being the 8th, Duke being the 2nd seed. And then on the other side, we have Villanova versus Kansas. What you think about that?
I haven't seen neither of them play, but I'm gonna go with Kansas because they usually have a better recruiting class.
And on that side of the bracket, it's a 1 versus 2. Kansas being the 1, Villanova the 2. So yeah, I think it could be something like a Duke versus Kansas, which would be an entertaining final. And I think that final would be played probably the following Tuesday or something like that.
And it's also like a classic in the sense of I think they've played in the past.
Yeah, Duke and Kansas. I wouldn't doubt that.
They have history playing in the past.
And just since you let me check that out. Since you brought up the women, just check that out. You said the UConn also made it.
Yeah, UConn Huskies. I think that was like their 15th Final Four appearance.
Yeah, so in the Final Four for the women's, we're gonna have South Carolina versus Louisville. That's a 1 versus 1 matchup right there, and then we also have Stanford versus Connecticut on the other side. So maybe it'll be a Connecticut versus Louisville final, because Louisville has that. I feel like they got a little more of a recruiting class as well. But just since we're that's mainly what I got right now for waves. But just kind of going in the basketball direction because we're still there. It's I want to just talk about where currently right now before we even hit that the Celtics are actually number 1 in the
That's
East
crazy.
right now.
East,
They've been
yeah.
balling.
So they
have
climbed
took
their
over.
way back to being the top dog there.
And they were down at 9th,
Yeah.
so they climbed all the way back up.
Yeah. So I think that's.
But I feel like a lot of their issues in the beginning of the year was injuries, and then now they've been healthier.
Wasn't it also this whole thing with Jaylen Brown?
Yeah,
and Jason
Jaylen
Tatum?
Brown was injured as
That's what I'm
well.
saying.
But he was also like not playing well alongside Jason Tatum. I was hearing. So they were thinking about trading him and all that thing, but I guess they're figuring it out now.
Mm.
I
didn't hear about that, but
it's
all right.
rumors, bro.
No, I mean it was
who's
kind of
to
evident
say?
because aside from the injuries, when they would play together, they weren't. playing
I
as
heard
good.
about that stuff with Kemba, and that's why Kemba was moved.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that from Brown.
Exactly. I mean, Brown. It was just like the trio didn't mix, so it was making friction.
I'm gonna have to
between-
ask you, Manny. I did see that too. Where the fuck does it say this on Google? It's saying that the Heat is first, but I remember seeing it clearly.
Celtics.
They just
yeah.
took
for
over.
number 1.
I got it from the NBA page, unless the
I saw
NBA
that
page.
Too. I saw that.
I got
too.
it from the official NBA page, unless
Mhm.
the NBA page is messing up.
I'm gonna go on that official
messing
NBA page myself because I saw that same post. I'm like, what the hell?
Now it's saying the Heat is number 1.
Unless they played today, because that's
Mhm.
that's what happens too. In one day, things can shift.
They could be a half a game away.
especially
Yeah.
right now that how things are working. So right now, basically that's what happened, and it's weird because this is what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Heat are number 1 right now,
Okay.
48 and 28,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 76ers are 46 and 28.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks are also 46 and 28. And then the Celtics, this is the weird part, are 47 and 29, but they're in fourth place behind the.
So the Celtics just lost today then.
Yeah.
They just lost today.
Because earlier 10 hours
Earlier
ago
they were
47 and 28.
Yeah, they were first place.
They were number 2 overall power rankings for this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtics just lost in overtime to the Raptors, 115 and 112.
There it is. There's the loss.
Mm-hmm. And then they play the Heat on Wednesday.
Oh, so if they beat the Heat on Wednesday,
things can flip around. That's the thing about the NBA at these last.
And then they can take first place.
Because there's, I think, 10 games remaining about that for every team in the league.
Correct.
So that's where, these things could just flip very easily. So, like I was saying.
And the Lakers are barely hanging on that 10th for the play-in tournament.
Yeah, but just still keep staying on the East right now. We still have, 76ers and Bucks are tied. So that matchup is there.
Yeah.
Bulls and Raptors are tied at 43 and 32. The Cavaliers are at 42 and 33. So they're a game up behind those two teams. Then the Nets, they're the ones that are still that they're gonna possibly be in the play-in because they're the 8th seed, 39 and 36, and the Hornets are right behind them at 39-37, Hawks 38 and 37.
The Hawks are still in the play-in,
as well as the Knicks
in 10th place,
as well as the Knicks in 11th.
So the Knicks can take it away from them.
Yes, I believe so. Because if you're in 7th seed, that's where you're safe from the play-in, I believe.
No, 6. 6 and up is where you're safe.
Okay. So then it's
because it's 7th place 9th and then 8th place 10th.
Yep.
So in order to be secured a spot, you have to get 6 and up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then on the other side of the country, if you're in the Western, we have the Suns at number 1.
The Suns and the Grizzlies, man. The Grizzlies.
But the Suns are way ahead, bro. The Suns are 61 and 14.
Nah, but what I was telling you,
conference, they're first for sure.
I told you earlier today, and we know that Steph Curry isn't there.
But it's because their pregame workout, their pregame warm up is they bark like dogs and they start getting riled up.
For the Suns, you're talking about the Suns, yeah. And Devin Booker's like, "What are you guys doing?" But the Grizzlies were
I saw him barking too.
Were blowing out the Warriors earlier today. How did that game end? Because I know that by the third quarter it was already 95-67.
Let's check it out.
By the end of the third. I don't know how it ended in the fourth.
95 to 123.
Damn.
Like I was telling Manny though, the thing about the Warriors.
But has Morant come back already? Because I know he was on injury.
He's gonna be gone for 2 weeks or something.
Exactly. So the Grizzlies are winning without John Morant. That's huge.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, that team has riled up to this point to be able to do things like that. And then when you have a Warrior team that doesn't have that offensive juggernaut in Steph Curry, it affects the way the team plays.
Yes, obviously.
It affects the way the defense matches
because
up.
You usually put 2 players on Steph Curry.
And that, and also you're picking him up full court because as soon as he crosses that line, he can shoot the ball. And another thing is that you can be you could be beating the Warriors like they're losing today, but if Curry's in there, bro, he'll just start shooting and they'll pop off. And the
other thing is, I believe Klay Thompson didn't play that game. So my question is, did he get re-injured or what's happening?
That's another thing. Well, the way I see it is that in these type of games, I would assume that they were gonna play. But I mean, just seeing also the standings, the Grizzlies and the Warriors, there's a good cushion between them. 53 and 23 Grizzlies versus the 48 and 28 Warriors. So in these final games, the Warriors would have to win all their games, and the Grizzlies would have to lose a lot of them for that to flip. So that's why there might be a rest factor for
Klay,
especially since
save them for the playoffs. Yeah,
because they're in the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah,
type of thing. So that's what it is there. But obviously the Lakers right now are the sore thumb.
And they're barely making it into the play-in. They're in 10th place.
Western, they're at 10th place right now.
And that's even if they keep it, because they could fall off.
Yeah, and then they play who next? So
Mavericks.
last week we were away. They played the Cavs. They beat them that day that we were here. Then they played the 76ers. They lost. Close game, 126-121. Lakers versus Pelicans. They lost by 8.
They blew the lead
on
that.
The lead completely.
23
tomorrow,
point lead.
They have
Got
and
the
that's
Mavericks tomorrow.
LeBron got to 37K.
Yeah, first I think second player ever to get to 37K.
Yeah, because Kareem is up there. Lakers Mavericks tomorrow. That one's tough, man. Because
LeBron's ankle doubtful for tomorrow. They said.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play tomorrow. And then they're saying that AD is slowly coming back.
Yeah,
now.
they're gonna bring
that
him back.
He's coming out and he's coming to practice already.
These last couple games, they have to get him back into rhythm. So in that play-in, we can get that play-in because I think we're gonna have to play 2 games now. Or one actually. You win the first one, you're good.
If you're in the 10th spot, you gotta win 2.
2, yeah, right. It's if you're 8th, you win it and you stay.
And you stay.
But if you lose, you have to play one more time.
Remember, Lakers beat the Warriors last year, and then they didn't have to play again. Because
and then the Warriors had to play the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
and they lost to the Grizzlies.
So the Warriors were out of the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah. So for the final games, the Lakers have the Mavericks tomorrow. They have a back-to-back at the end of the week. They're going to Utah to play the Jazz. Then they play on Friday against the Pelicans. Sunday, on April 3rd, they will be playing the Nuggets here in LA.
Damn, pretty tough matches, honestly.
Yep. And then the following Tuesday, April 5th, we will play the Suns in Phoenix. April 7th, we will be playing the Warriors in San Francisco, Chase Center.
What do you guys think about the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler trying to fight the team?
Oh, that he headbutted his coach? Is that what you're referring to?
I don't think he headbutted him, but if he would have headbutted him, he would have.
Well, no, but that was the report. The report was that Jimmy Butler headbutted his coach.
That's what I'm saying. But if that would have happened, bro, he would have been suspended. That's like it's been even other times where something like that happens and a player gets like a 1-game suspension or something like that, or a fine from the league minimum. But nah, him and they were going back. They were talking shit to each other. But then Udonis Haslem was like talking shit to him, like, "Yo, I'll fuck you up, bro. I'll fuck you up." Like,
yeah, his own teammate is what riled him up.
I was watching Jalen. I think Jalen Rose and was it Jalen Rose? No, Gilbert Arenas was saying how that's gonna make that team better. That sometimes that infighting in a team sparks
it sparks a lot of fire to like want to do better and improve. Or
it was kind of like in the beginning of this season when LeBron socked that one Piston player and they rallied behind him because LeBron got ejected that game too, right? Mm-hmm. And then they came back and won that game.
Yeah,
because it almost started a whole nother fight. But that's an interesting Miami. A lot of teams that you didn't expect to be up there are up there, and then the teams that you expected to be up there aren't up there, and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Kyrie just started playing his first game in
I mean, Brooklyn. The Lakers would be even lucky if they even make it to that play-in, honestly.
I'm telling you,
because of the rest of the games that they have, I think they were going to be out.
My conspiracy theory tingly feeling is like very tingly in the sense that this whole play-in shit was done because they knew that LeBron coming to the West was not going to be a piece of cake or a cakewalk. So they had to devise something to where in case he couldn't make the Western playoffs, let's create something to where he can still make the playoffs. This is something that I remember talking with Mark Jackson back in the day when at the barbershop, and he would like break down all these teams that are on the West, and he said like this team, and to this day those teams are still in the conversation, even though they haven't won it, but they're just year after year after year they're just consistent, they're good. The Lakers have a couple good years and then they fall off, and it's not like, because I feel like the Lakers go all in and then they fuck up the long-term trajectory of the team, because they went all in one moment.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened when they went with AD, is they went all in. They sacrificed a lot to get AD.
But I feel like even with that, they had gave up a lot of the chunk of it, but they still had a few guys like Caruso this time around. He should have been kept. Like, that's just a hustle.
They didn't want to pay the taxes on it.
That's just a hustle player that you can. It's like, come on, but
yeah, and they're developing Austin Reeves for that now. I mean, to see if Austin Reeves, ends up doing anything or becoming anything.
I think Austin Reeves is gonna be good though, bro. I think he's a solid pickup, to be honest.
I mean, that's what they kind of have him doing, trying to be the next Caruso.
I definitely don't see him as a next Caruso because he's not as like defensive minded and aggressive on defense like Caruso. Mm-hmm. But what he does have, he has a better shot, and he's more he has a higher IQ in the sense of like basketball creating plays. You know what Caruso had? He had highlight plays where he would make some shit like, oh damn, he did this, how did that happen? Or or he just dunked like a highlight like that.
I think the thing about Caruso, it's one of those effects that when we talk about LeBron, how he makes his teammates better.
Yeah.
Like Caruso was just he moved, bro. He did not stay in one place. He
Yeah.
was cutting, and that's why that highlight reel shit happened. It's kind of like winning time, bro. I was watching the new episode with him today, and we're seeing how like the matchups were really important. How when they were playing just the A and B and putting Magic in one and Norm Nixon in the other, how like it wouldn't mesh. You know, this fool was throwing passes to people's heads and shit.
But you guys know the real story, right?
Yeah. But just kind of explaining it there, and then once they mix up the team the right way, everybody's in the right spot. They're cutting and doing all that stuff the way it's supposed to. So it's kind of like Caruso, and it's kind of the way I can put it.
You comparing Caruso to Magic Johnson, bro?
I'm comparing Magic
Norm.
Johnson to LeBron
To Norm.
and Caruso to Michael Cooper, because he's the one that got plugged into there. He was a young gun as well.
Well, it was the second season.
The second season, you know. But like what I'm trying to say is that he would move and do things that's why. I think once the coach and everything like talked to Jerry West like that, I'm talking about winning time, but reflecting it to the Lakers, it's just it was a formula that worked. So them getting rid of Caruso or not bringing him back was, I think, the biggest fault in this
season.
And that's what's kept the Bulls alive. Him and
Because
Lonzo.
If you think about it, yeah, we went after and got this for Westbrook, but in a sense, they still could have gone after. They still could have kept him. They still.
But then another thing about
because
getting
he wasn't a trade piece.
the other thing about getting Westbrook, I need a lot of people to, even including myself. I was being very hard on Westbrook in the beginning of the season, even like towards like the midway point of the season, All-Star break and all that. To where now I've kind of like lightened up on him because there's so many factors that contribute to his lack of play and lack of consistency as the point guard for the Lakers. And one of them I think is the fact that I don't think Frank Vogel is the coach for Russell Westbrook's skill set. Yeah, his abilities, his skill set. It's not the guy.
He doesn't know how to set up the player, how to use them.
He's more of a defensive minded coach. So it's like when you have somebody that more of a
Westbrook is a very offensive.
He got one speed and that's 120 miles per hour.
About Westbrook though is that even though I get what you're saying though, but Westbrook is one of the very few guards that he will actually pick up the other guard. He's not like known to be that defensive.
He's not in lockdown though. He just plays
lockdown, but he will put in the thing where
he can play. He gets steals. He plays a passing lane, and that's why he picks up the guard. But
just to your point, that's why Caruso fit in Frank Vogel's system a lot better because it was a different type of defense that he would.
But it's also like this.
Frank system defense.
This is the other difference you have to. Who is Frank? What was Caruso's role when he came into the Lakers? Do you remember?
Like when we got him, and he was like in the D League type.
He was a two-way player. There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously,
that's a credit to Jesse and Joey Buzz, by the way.
When you're a two-way player like that, bro, you're gonna
bust yourself. Yeah, you're gonna bust.
You're gonna play into what the coach needs you to play.
Mm-hmm.
I need this. Sometimes Caruso's he seems like the type of player that went into Frank Vogel's office like, what do you need me to do? Frank Vogel might have been like, I need energy, I need ball movement, I need cutting to the back, all these things that, all right, little by little.
Those are the intangibles.
Yeah, little by little. The
intangibles that other players haven't given him.
Exactly. So it's like, as a rookie and you have all the, the ability to do these things, the coach has no other option. Like Austin Reeves, bro. Same thing. Like, he just saw what the team needed and started providing that on the team, and then Frank Vogel had no choice but to start him at one point in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's different with Russell Westbrook. You saw the winning time thing, right? Where Magic Johnson is like, oh, why I'm a rookie, but why am I the only one that got guaranteed money?
Exactly.
So Russell Westbrook has to start because he has guaranteed money.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even though Frank,
but he can't share the love.
That's why Frank has had so much problem.
He can't share the love, bro.
That's why Frank has had so much problem in trying to have him come off the bench, because this guy's making too much money to come off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but my thing is, there's so many other like Frank Vogel's not the right coach for the fact that AD is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the whole team is not there as a whole, it's hurting Russell Westbrook's ability to play ball how he plays ball. So
Correct.
Now there's a lot more burden on him and LeBron and all these guys that are left over, because
Yeah, I mean, the fact that LeBron is the one scoring 50 points, that should not be happening.
I mean,
even though it's amazing, but it shouldn't be happening.
I expected
there should be other players stepping up to say, all right.
I expected that to happen once AD went down, and then I saw the inconsistency of Russell. It was like we have to at least have 50 from him, but that's where other players need to step up, show what they're worth, show like what they do. You know what's gonna suck, man?
LeBron should him averaging 30, I think is fine, but he shouldn't be doing 50.
The 50
he's wearing himself out by doing that.
But the 50, if it's needed to win, it's cool. But if he drops a 50 ball and we lose, that's where it's like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, what was his effort for?
What
was
the
point?
If you drop 50 and we lose by 20, what the fuck are you still shooting
It's like that quote from Michael Jordan where he said, yeah, I scored this many points, but at the end of the day, there was another player on his team that scored only a bucket. And he's like, and if he wouldn't have scored that bucket, we don't win the championship. You know? I forget. I'm butchering his quote, but it's that same idea. Where it's the same idea of like, if your other teammates are not playing their position and not playing their role, they're fucking up the whole team, you know? And you need
Relax there, buddy.
Hey man, I'm heated right now, bro.
This whole episode, bro. You drop an F-bomb just like that, bro. Relax.
Just heated, bro. It's what you gave me in the red cup, bro. It gave another tone. It gave me another bass to the voice, bro. It was like that oomph,
Shout
you know?
Charles, right?
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's you see that you see that they're messing up, and it's like, man, really? Like, I can't believe you guys are doing this. Like, come on, you guys go 23 points up from the Pelicans in the previous game that just happened right now.
Pelicans got the Lakers numbers,
and then it's
they have other former team. Like, you think they're okay with that chip on their shoulder too, though?
It's not about.
Yeah, but that's happened.
Like you say,
it's happened every game though, where as soon as the third quarter hits, the Lakers come out flat, bro.
Look, bro, if you've been a Lakers
so many
fan,
games they come out flat,
fan, bro. As long as we have, bro. As soon as like the Lakers that championship in the 2010, that was basically what happened every season, bro. Even with Kobe. They'd be hot in the fourth quarter. I mean, the third quarter and everything, and then the fourth quarter they just
nah. What they've been doing recently though is coming out flat in the third. Though.
Luckily, back then they had Kobe, bro.
Like the games that they've been playing recently is they're very good first and second. They're leading the game, and then the third quarter they just drop it all. Most games they've dropped them at the third quarter. I don't know what happens during that halftime break. I don't know what the speech is. I don't know what internal situations they're having, but they're dropping it, bro.
In the great words of Future, bitch, don't get too comfortable. That's what happens. And one thing that it's like, I forget what coach said. I think Greg Popovich said this about the Warriors is when you put your foot on their throat, you can't let it off the throat. You gotta keep going, and then that's just what I see the Lakers doing. They get real lax because they got a lead, and the other team just goes on that run, and that's what the game is. The game is about runs.
It's like that game. I think it was against the Cavs. This was early in the season. No. It wasn't against the Cavs. It was against OKC, bro. Where they were making fun of OKC and celebrating and everything because they were dominating them in the first half. And then in the second half, what got into OKC, I don't know. But they came back and boom, they won the game. And then they looked at them like, oh, you guys ain't talking now? Oh, you guys ain't talking trash now? Just because we're rookies? Like, bro, that says a lot, dude. Like, they come out really flat from that halftime.
They are rookies.
Yeah, man. It'd be like that, bro. But that's the Lakers for you right now.
They're rookies.
Yeah, like I said, LeBron and AD are doubtful for this next game against the Mavericks, but that's what we got there, man. But for right now, let's talk about the UFC and their fight night that they had in Columbus. One of their first fight nights again with fans in attendance.
Tell me about
Byron.
Tell me about this card, bro.
Tell me, you guys tell me about it.
Well, I couldn't. You know, I had a previous engagement on
before
that.
we get in there, Byron, what were we doing on Saturday? I'm just curious.
Saturday.
That was like, where was I?
I was lost. He's like, Saturday. Well, what happened that day, huh?
Long story short.
I'm waiting.
Long story short.
Damn, I don't remember, Logan.
Bro, are you serious?
Say the fact of the gym. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, he went to
see?
the gym though.
He went
What
to
was
the
that?
gym,
He
bro.
went to the gym though.
Yeah, after laundry.
Oh, for sure. Oh, so you did laundry. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
we're fucking finding out what he did.
Yeah, bro.
Cool.
Slowly starting to come out.
All right. Cool.
Mm.
Pause.
Just want to make sure you're alive there, Byron. Yeah. Shout out to
Live,
Byron. We're
live,
running the
live.
video switcher. Because, man, I did it earlier today for another podcast. You know, it's a job, bro. So shout out to
Tell the job, bro.
Appreciate it. But yeah, UFC Fight Night. We had it headlined by Dawkins versus Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah, that was the main.
Curtis Blaydes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that I watched the Max Payne.
Watch the UFC.
Well, they the
Max
card is
Griffin.
all there.
Yeah, versus
all
Neil
at it.
Magny.
It was
the
so
one that
sick.
Huh?
It was so sick.
He was sick.
It was.
They're trying to mimic you, but he
was trying to
can't.
put the emphasis
Yeah.
on the K. It was sick.
You're
Sick. Yeah,
It was sick.
but
You're a sick
Neil
ass fool,
Magny.
fucking giggity ass nigga.
Neil Magny got rocked in that first round, man.
Uh-huh.
Max Griffin has
You
some
got
serious
rocked in
power.
that first round, bro.
Shit, man. I was a little dazed, just like Neil Magny was, bro.
That was the second fight, correct?
I believe so. He
Of
has some
that
wobbly
card?
feet. Yeah, and I don't understand sometimes why these fighters they see that and they don't really like. go
Because they're
for the
tired
kill.
too, fool. What the fuck?
Yeah, but it's like
You want to
see,
fight? You want to try
one
that shit
thing-
out
one thing
yourself?
is being tired, and another thing is being dazed. Like, because
And
Neil
then-
Magny got dazed.
and then this is the other thing, bro.
Rumbled.
And we're in the UFC now where people have gotten better, bro. If you think you have your opponent dazed and you rush them and then you get countered and you get dropped, that's happened in the UFC countless times.
Oh, for sure.
So why
The
would
thing,
somebody
I would
be
say
like,
though-
I don't want to be a highlight?
The thing about this one with Neil Magny was stumbling for like the remainder of that round, basically. You know,
And he didn't follow up.
he didn't follow up.
Bro, but there's fighters that do that to make the other
to
fighter
mimic. Yeah.
getting him like, oh shit, he
It's
thinks
a
I'm
trap.
Him in. What's his name? Derek Lewis is notorious for that.
It's like what Izzy was doing about grabbing his hand. He kept grabbing his hand,
Come on,
and
set out there.
then then he was like, it was a gimmick. I just wanted him to think I was injured.
Voy a pensar que no.
Yo pienso que no. But yeah, that was going on there, and then Neil Magny after that, basically weathered the storm, and this guy's fought in 5 rounds compared to Max Griffin that really hasn't done that. So at a 3-round fight, you saw the difference in cardio and how Neil
Mhm.
Magny was able to withstand it. And even so, you know, the announcers were saying that Neil Magny was gonna have to get a finish to win the fight because it was a pretty close fight. Even after that, Max Griffin was still giving his was still in the fight and everything. But you just see how he was just gassing out at the end, and then he ended up winning. Neil Magny ended up winning by split decision. But they thought it couldn't even been a draw. But yeah, by split decision. And then after that, he calls out Khamzat Chimaev. Neil Magny though, and one thing I like about
Kamza will knock him out though.
another thing I like about Neil Magny is IT. He's Haitian. I mean,
Kamza will knock him out.
I haven't heard of many of those guys fighting in the UFC. So Khamzat, we're gonna see what's up right now against Gilbert Burns. Against Neil Magny,
he
that'll
got
be
it,
an
bro.
interesting fight.
Kamza versus Usman is what should happen next after that.
Nah, there's still a good amount of fights that he needs to get through.
He
Dana White has said, like, I think gave him a timetable of like 2 years before he fights for the title.
really why?
Like basically this year, and then next year he fights for the title.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So that means like 4 fights and then he gets the title.
Essentially, yeah. So I see him fighting.
But I mean, if he
Gilbert
defeats, Gilbert Burns is number 2. Is he not? Is he number 2 ranked right now?
I think so.
Because Kobe's number 1.
Yeah.
All right. So if he defeats the number 2, isn't that a statement that like, hey, gotta give the boy a shot?
Yeah. Then you gotta fight. Then he has to fight one of the 2 people that have beat that lost to the champion, which is
Kobe
either or Masvidal. Which, in my opinion, you fight Kobe, obviously.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So that would be
Either way,
fight.
even
George's
if
not
he
gonna wanna
went
fight
against,
that.
But still,
even if he
but
went
still,
against
I don't
Masvidal,
think- I
bro,
don't
like
think
he
that-
lays out
I
Masvidal,
don't
bro.
think that he fights Kobe right after this. I think after this he still gets one more person before that.
But who? That's I mean, unless he loses.
Someone like a Neil Magny.
But I don't think he's gonna
someone
lose.
like a Bilal Muhammad or Vicente Luque, whoever wins that bout next as
Or
well.
Darush.
That's 155.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a different division.
Another person that's in there and just signed a long extension, and he'll be fighting fights like this because he could call him a gatekeeper. Is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson?
Not a gatekeeper though.
You can.
I feel like he's like a 8 or 7.
But that's someone that he could eat. That comes out could usually fight next.
Oh yeah.
I'm
But
saying, that's why it's a title.
As a tune-up, I mean, if you want to give him a tune-up or a filler,
I feel like that's not even a tune-up because I feel like that comes out really. He's gonna dominate him.
That's a styles make matches fight. Yeah.
No, he's gonna dominate him because if you try to kick that fool, he's gonna catch a high kick and then take you to the ground, and it's over.
and you know that
Come on, bro.
Combs better at wrestling.
That
Stephen
fool,
Thompson's
that fool's not even gonna wanna, bro. Who's the last fool that this fool fought that was a wrestler that beat his ass? Fool's on the ground the whole fight. It was somebody he fought, Stephen Thompson, one of his last fights, bro. They was
Let's
like,
look at his record. Let's look at his
bro.
record,
Even
bro.
after that, you would think the UFC doesn't resign him, but got 6 fights after that.
Really?
I wonder why.
So the question is, did Bob set up Kobe?
Kyle himself is saying it. Shit.
Is Kyle saying that to get the Nelk Boys views up?
For sure. Facts.
Who'd he lose to, bro?
To Bilal Muhammad or some bullshit.
That fool was fucking putting him to his head was on the
Burns.
canvas, bro. Gilbert Burns too. Gilbert Burns was beating that fool ass with the wrestling, bro.
But they both went to decision, and nobody's like, look, the only one that knocked him out was fucking Pettis.
Yeah, that was years
And
ago.
you swear that Kamsa doesn't have hands, right? To knock him out, right?
Bruh.
The thing is that,
That
bro, a lot
uppercut,
of people
bro.
are not willing to throw hands like this. This fool Anthony Pettis caught him sick with it with the
The
fucking
click.
Superman punch.
Yeah. It wasn't a kick?
No, it was a Superman punch.
Was it a Superman kick?
Is that the one he does off the cage?
No, that was against Benson Henderson.
Mm.
No, this one he caught him with a sick ass. He was coming in and he didn't see it. He just hit a clean Superman punch and knocked him out. Watch.
Let's see the footage.
That is for
Undisputed
Thompson.
lost a lot of my respect today.
He's always won.
Just saying.
Let's see. Where's it at, bro? Where's it at?
Anthony Pettis needs to come back to the UFC.
Yeah, because I knocked
Isn't
him
he in
out.
Bare? Where? No, he's not in Bare Knuckle. What is he in?
He's in
Bellator?
PFL
Oh, PFL.
right here.
Hadouken!
His last fight versus Cerrone, right? The last one he did.
I think so.
Within the
Who's
UFC?
Pettis?
Yeah.
No, I think it was
against some
Tony
other-
Ferguson.
Bam.
Oof.
That was the last time that he got knocked out.
Yeah, it was off the cage though.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Really, I mean. let me see.
Yeah, look.
Nah, it's just it's just a Superman punch. He doesn't.
He
kick off
didn't
of it.
kick off, no.
He just jumps off of his back foot. Superman punch.
He should have. If he would have done that, he wouldn't have to done the other ones.
Boom.
Damn.
Super necessary. Super necessary. So yeah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Like I said, all these ones that he's lost to have all been close ass fights, decisions, and besides that,
Decisions, but if you look at the fucking his card, he was. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I mean, they're unanimous decisions. I know
Did
what
you
mean,
watch
but
that fight,
He's
Biden?
not the type that's getting finished. You know.
That fool didn't watch the fight, nah. That shit was crazy ass fight though, for real. The Bilal fight on Stephen Thompson.
Yeah, but Muhammad, he has Vicente Luque next. All right. Yeah, he got this one next. This one's gonna be a good fight right here.
Give him a shot. He needs to wake up, bro. Dale un vasito rojo, dice que necesita. Coca-Cola, vasito rojo.
Vicente Luque was the guy that Tyron Woodley fought last before he retired.
Tyron Woodley sucks, bro.
Vicente Luque lost to Stephen Thompson. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fights for Combs out there. But the other fight that we also had was Kai Kara France versus Oscar Osarov. That one was a really entertaining fight. Askarov had a lot of times where he could have also finished Kai Kara France, but Kai Kara France just showed how tough he is and whatnot, and he was able to pull out the victory. And this guy wants to fight Davis.
Did he finish him or went to decision?
I need to check that one out. I can't remember. I think he went to decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to decision. Now that I think about it, yeah, I did. Yeah, I went to decision 3 rounds. But this is the guy that just fought Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So now he wants to fight Davison Figueiredo next. But there's this one guy named Pantoja, I believe, in that division. And I think he lost to him. And he's like number 1 right now in that division. So they're talking about he should fight him next.
Before he gets the title shot?
Yeah, but we gotta.
What about him and Moreno?
Yeah, I mean that's being supposedly supposed to happen. I think July or June.
But isn't it supposedly Figueiredo versus
that's that fight
Moreno supposed to happen first,
for
right?
the 4th one. Yes,
It's the 4th one.
I think July is what they're saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is rumored.
But that would be interesting to see either Moreno or Figueiredo versus Carl France.
As we're seeing right now on SureDog, Brandon Moreno actually beat Kai Kara France already.
Oh, they already fought. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that fight.
Yeah, they fought back in 2019.
Oh, I haven't
They
seen that
fought on
one.
the same card as Usman versus Covington, the first one.
Whoa.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no, we have to go back and look. I didn't even know they fought until right now. Yeah, that's so Kai Kara France. He's definitely someone that deserves a title shot next. But I think they'll
His
give him
nickname is
someone else.
Don't Blink.
Hmm?
His nickname's Don't Blink.
Kai Kara Don't Blink France. Yup.
Mm.
And
Was
then
good, that
we
was
also
good.
had, I think, who was it?
No parpare, no parpare.
El Brown versus him, but Curtis Blaydes, he won his main event, and he said that in his interview that the guy he fought, he might be 245, but he should go down to 205 because just because you're 245 doesn't mean you're heavyweight.
He should be
So-
light heavyweight.
That's what he suggested. Curtis Blaydes also called out Steve Miocic,
Yeah, I saw that.
and I
He
think
said that he respected the hell out of him, but that he wanted to fight him.
They
and
trained, right?
I think so.
He said that the training that he was better, but now he said he's at his level or some shit like that. And then he was talking about the dude that he knocked out too, saying that he should go back to light heavyweight, not be with the heavyweights. That you might be 245, but you can't hang with the heavyweights and all this shit. He was talking shit. I don't know why he was talking shit after he won. It's kind of disrespectful.
But I think Stipe takes him out.
Yeah,
I do too.
Stipe
Yeah.
has that skill. I think
Stipe is
even-
better than
I
Curtis.
think even someone like a Tom Aspinall that we just saw beats
Mhm.
someone like a Curtis Blaydes.
That would be interesting too.
I think he beats him. Because
Mhm.
he has the boxing skills. He has all these skills that a lot of heavyweights don't have, and we're seeing the evolution of the heavyweight division. But
Because I'm still remember
Miocic is also that guy that has those
Curtis has been knocked out a couple of times.
by Rosenstrike, by Ngannou twice, by what's his name? I think Overeem also knocked his ass
Mhm.
out. But yeah, we also this heavyweight division right now is very interesting because we have Tom Aspinall, we have Cyril Gane in there. John Jones is still waiting for a fight. Stipe Miocic is a very complete fighter.
Is that actually going to happen? Him coming back or no? Or
They
still
say that
up
he
in the
could-
air?
They say that, especially right now with Francis being out with his surgery and all that and the contract stuff, we could be seeing an interim fight with John Jones. The question is, who's going to be his dance partner? Is he going to be Stipe Miocic? Is he going to be Cyril Gane? Is he going to be one of these guys?
Sidugan would be interesting.
I mean, people are even throwing Tom Aspinall in there versus John Jones, and it'd be interesting, because
John takes care of
he's
him.
a very complete fighter. And John, the thing about John at heavyweight is his speed is not going to be there.
You think so?
You don't know that yet.
They're showing him right
No,
now doing
hasta
cardio.
no
at
ver, no
heavyweight.
creer.
He looks very slow. Compared to what he was, he looks a lot slower.
Bro, but
'Cause you gotta-
who's extremely fast in the heavyweight division, bro?
That's why I said Tom
That's
Aspinall.
that's
Tom
why it's
Aspinall, him,
Sidugan.
I would say him, Cyril Gane, and Stipe would have that advantage.
I would
Just
like to
because they're
see
used to
John
the
Jones
weight
versus
and all
Sidugan.
that. Yeah,
John Jones gonna be fine, bro.
I think so too. But I
John
would like
Jones
to.
off of a 2-year
I would like to
layoff.
see his first fight against Sidugan.
That one's a really interesting one out of all of them.
Because it would just
I
be a
think-
technical one
Yeah, it'd be
between
a very
both of them.
technical one. He'd have you could say an advantage in that one because it's he could set the tempo more or less.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's someone against that could be a little faster and that's gonna wanna do different things like John Jones against Cyril Gane, he takes Cyril Gane down easily. He doesn't have that
Mhm.
takedown. He's gonna happen the same thing against Steve Miocic. He has that takedown defense. Tom Aspinall has that well-roundedness as well. All these other heavyweights will get taken down by.
But are they ready for John Jones?
So I'm saying all these other heavyweights, for the most part, will, because they're more strikers, will get taken down. But Stipe, Tom, even Francis now will have more of a takedown defense.
Mm-hmm.
But all these other guys, easy for John to take him down, do his work.
So little faith.
this guy that's about to fight Kevin Gastelum on the next UFC fight card, he's also just had some visa issues. He's from Dagestan, and he fights out of France, so he won't be fighting against Kevin Gastelum. So they're looking for a replacement, and I think that's a 185-pound fight. I would like to see Sean Strickland hop in there, or even
Sean Strickland already got a fight.
he does. You're right. What's against who again?
I forgot, but it's some that fool with number 4 against an unranked Alex Pereira.
Yeah, the guy. So Alex Pereira, the one
Guy
that
knocked out Izzy
in kickboxing.
Hmm.
So that guy. And
I feel like the fact that they gave him that fight is because they want to line up Izzy against
yeah,
him.
they do. Eventually, they do.
How's he an unranked guy fighting a number 4 rank?
Mhm.
If he wins that fight, he takes the 4 rank.
Easily, yeah. Maybe not the 4 ranked.
They're gonna give him the 4
But
rank, bro.
he'll
The
get a
UFC. You didn't see when they asked Dana White if he wants to see him fight him?
It's the thing they did to Chandler when Chandler came in. He was unranked.
Yeah, bro.
And automatically when he beat
Look
Dan
at that
Hooker, he
motherfucker
became
just
ranked.
jumped into that, bro.
Yeah.
Ever since
He
then,
knocked out
Dan
Dan
Hooker's
Hooker.
been
And then he got
good
the
call right there,
title
bro.
shot.
I got you.
This
Yep.
fool got me, bro, backing me up. Thank you, co-host, man. Fuck that team on there.
See, but the thing is that
Fuck y'all,
the one thing I'll
motherfucker,
give
man,
about Chandler is
Mhm.
that Pereira might have knocked out your champion in kickboxing, but Chandler was a 155
You got
pound
served.
champion in Bellator.
And
You
he
know?
lost before he left Bellator.
No doubt, but he's still a champion
Mhm.
at a weight class in MMA.
But he
While-
still has
while
Come on,
he's
bite, don't
Pereira-
dance off.
While Pereira is
Me and
coming
you.
from kickboxing,
Mhm.
and while he knocked him out, he's not a champion that I know of. But again,
But then also how
that's
much
what I'm saying.
Izzy's game
But
has changed
look,
from the time that he
the
fought him.
difference, and the difference too is that Pereira's his debut fight wasn't against a top ranked opponent; it was against someone else. But he is getting that opportunity now. So if he does that to Sean Strickland, it's very well could be in the cards. And then Covington's making his he wants to fight Adesanya.
¿Quién es para decir?
What do you guys think about that? Covington versus Adesanya.
Wait, Colby Covington?
That's what he's if you saw the Neck Boys podcast, that's what he was
I
talking
haven't
about.
seen it yet.
He talks about that's
So
the
he
fight
wants to
make.
change his weight class.
He wants to go up to 185.
He wants to change his
He
weight class
says
to
that-
fight
he says that
Izzy.
that's what he walks around at. He's like, I wouldn't have to cut weight. I would just go and fight.
Bro, I still think Izzy takes him out.
There's a lot of volume coming at Izzy if that happens.
That's the one thing again. Styles make matchups,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I think
the
at
thing
some
is-
point,
Kobe Covington's not no. His personality's weird in the ring.
but
but-
he's not walking the park.
Yeah, bro.
No, he's a
like,
difficult match, definitely.
I
He's
think
one of
at
the
But
some
it's
best-
just
point-
Izzy's
he's
known.
definitely one of the best wrestlers and one of the best fighters.
I
But that's the thing. Izzy's known for his defense from the takedowns.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that with the defense. I'm worried about
And
the
also-
unlimited hands he's gonna be throwing at his fool.
Yeah.
not even this
Because he does have a lot of stamina. I do agree with you on that.
But it's also
It's it's all that.
it's also the takedown attempt after takedown attempt after takedown attempt. Izzy hasn't really fought. I mean, Derek Brunson you could say, but like
Kevin Gastelum tried to take him down a lot too.
yeah, but like Kobe Covington is just another thing. But
Gaslam is the only one that has
he is
taken him
going
to
up
like
in weight
those
and all that
championship
stuff.
rounds, though.
It'd be an interesting fight. Just the fact that we're talking about it this much,
Mhm.
it's an interesting fight. Does it happen? We're not
Who's
sure.
to say? Who's to say?
We're not
bro?
sure,
¿Quién
but
es para decir?
just given that right now, Kamaru
Claro.
Usman has a broken
Is that a good
hand,
way to say it?
and he's supposed to fight Leon Edwards next. I've given that. I don't know who I told this theory to, but I think that something had happened where Kamaru Usman's not ready to go. They might make an interim title where it's like Conor versus Leon.
What about that
and
BMF?
that happens. I don't know. BMF
Was
right
that a
now-
one-off?
I think so. I mean,
That was just for
Dana said
Masvidal,
that
right?
he'd be willing to put it into contest again, but it felt like a one-off.
Because bro, to me,
It was
Especially
just for
now after all
Masvidal?
these
To
things
me-
that have happened with Masvidal,
and he's lost. He should have. They
he
should
got
have
knocked the fuck out
They
by
should have
Usman.
they should have stripped him when he of that when he got
Usman,
knocked
yeah.
up. Yeah,
That one was.
he deserves bad as motherfucker alive right now.
Yes, I would have to
Mhm.
agree with you there.
That's
Because
a bad. That's the mama. There goes that man right there.
He's
Shout
about
out to Mark
if he beats
Jackson.
Leon Edwards, he will have lapped the whole division. No, damn near twice already. Yeah, because he's already beat Leon Edwards before he was a
He
champion.
beat everybody twice in the top 5. Damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing.
He's got no one. That's why he wants to go fight Canelo.
Or
Well,
he'll entertain the Conor one fight too.
Mm-hmm.
That fool should also fight Izzy, bro. Stop being a bitch.
He doesn't want to fight Philip Countryman.
He's not a countryman. It's for
The
the
African
African.
champions are better than one or two, he says. But
Well, continent buddies, bro. If you want to go.
Well,
that
he said
way.
African
Bro,
champions.
Wakanda Forever. At one point, Wakanda Forever, they had a fight for for the dominance of the top.
Kind of forever.
You don't remember what kind of the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, yeah.
fool? Come on, man.
Yeah, I think that guy
Killmonger.
M'Baku is gonna be the next
Killmonger had
Black
a-
Panther. I would want that to happen.
Who?
M'Baku, the one that he fights.
He's gonna be
the
the
ones
next.
that represent like the gorillas and stuff that they're out. in
That's gonna be the
mountains.
next Black Panther.
I would want that to be because in
That's
the
not gonna be
comic
the
books
next-
he becomes one of the Black Panthers.
Oh, but he's too buff.
He's perfect, bro.
Bro.
He's too big.
I think it's either gonna be
He
him
and Enzo, I can
or with
aspire
this whole
to him.
multiverse shit. It's gonna be Killmonger. They're gonna bring him back like because of the whole.
Well, Killmonger was a Black Panther.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if you've seen that the
It was the
What If on Disney Plus.
I
Mhm.
haven't.
He's actually good in that one.
Yeah.
So in the multiverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on with the UFC. The next pay-per-view is Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. That one's going to be a good card.
Yep.
April 9th.
April 9th.
8th or 9th, is it 9th?
9th.
Okay. But what
Boom,
else
boom,
going on there?
boom.
Oh, well, before we go on, George Campbell's versus Devin Haney. What do you think about that, Enzo?
Well, shit. Lomachenko can't get that fight because he's staying in Ukraine. Illuminati.
But who do you think takes that Campbell's or Devin Haney?
It's gonna be a boring fight, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, because Haney's just gonna stand behind his jab.
So not worth the watch?
I mean, it might be an interesting watch, but it's like whose style of fight is gonna dominate the ring? Like who's gonna really impose? Okay, we're gonna fight like this today, not the way because it's like when you're dancing and when you're boxing, you're dancing with people, right? It's like a dance, so it's like who's gonna
Mhm.
be the one to
Who leads?
Exactly. So
And who follows?
I feel like Haney's gonna lead and Kambosa's gonna be chasing. And Haney knows how to move, but he can make fights boring just because he moves so much. He's kind of like Mayweather. He wants to gather points and move.
Defense.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys
Jab,
about
jab.
this too.
I wanna see
One championship had their anniversary this weekend, and they have a format where I think it's 4 or 5 rounds, and the first round is MMA rules. The next rule is Muay Thai only. The following round is again MMA rules, and it just goes back and forth like that. Demetrius Johnson just had a fight like that, and he won. He submitted his opponent. But what do you guys think about if the UFC had some kind of
help you whack.
style like that? But think about this: you don't like takedowns and all that stuff.
If you went Muay Thai rules, there'd be no ground game.
Yeah, for one round. So think
But
about
here's my other
think
thing.
about Covington versus Masvidal.
When
on
they
the
say
feet
when they
for
say
5
Muay
minutes.
Thai rules, do they mean like true Muay Thai or they're limited in the
Like,
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai rules, bro. If you see one championship, they're
Mhm.
fighting Muay Thai in like a circle ring,
Mm.
whatnot. They'll have.
I'm just asking because I know that
That's what I
like
like about one
certain-
championship is that they have MMA and they also have Muay Thai. So that's why they've combined them because they have both. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cause man, if you get that elbow to the head, bro, just bam.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. So imagine like one
be
round where
crazy.
we would have seen Covington and Masvidal where Covington can't take him down. You're not interested in that, Enzo?
It would be interesting.
No.
You said it. Styles make fights, right?
Yeah. I just think that you give someone like
Not
a
for the
striker,
UFC. I like the one doing that, but I don't
Okay.
want the UFC to do it because the UFC is the UFC.
but just think about how that.
No, I don't want to think
No, no,
about
just
it.
think about how.
I don't
certain-
wanna
Nah,
think
bro, we
about
don't
it,
want to be in
bro.
love with it, bro.
I
Even
don't want to
like
think about it.
Connor and Khabib.
I don't want to think about it, bro.
One
Nah.
round
Then
where
they
you can't
gotta
do
go
that.
to one and fight that. Run that after
Hey,
one.
man, in the multiverse, that shit would be dope. That shit would be dope. But and el mundo de fútbol.
Or
What?
if we gather enough money
We
from
make our
angel
own.
investors and make our own to make them, and we pay these motherfuckers like 200 million each to come fight on our shit, they'll do it.
El mundo de fútbol.
Hey, motherfucker.
He
could dream.
discarded your idea. He
Motherfucker
said
could
it was
dream.
too much for a fighter.
How much you think these motherfuckers make?
200 million, bro.
That fool fucking Conor made 130 million when we fought that fool fucking
Yeah,
Mayweather.
we're gonna have to be finding Connors on the street, bro. 'Cause shit, I didn't know they were bred like that. You're gonna just pay everybody $200 million. Dude.
You guys didn't hear what I said. I said get angel investors. I ain't got
Again,
the bread.
still, bro, you have to present them a
Yeah.
Conor McGregor
Yep.
product,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
will.
so I go Conor and you tell him, hey, bro, you want
Or you're gonna start backyard fights, bro?
Imagine.
Like Kimbo Slice.
Little slice.
Look how far I got
That's what I
him.
started.
Look how far I got him.
Oh man, let's not talk about that. He's with Harambe, bro. Okay, en el mundo de fútbol tuvimos international football
This
for
is International Week, so no club
Go to
football.
sleep right now.
Football.
No club.
football. You know, we had a lot of things going on. Basically, our World Cup qualifiers is going on
Yes.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
And here in CONCACAF, we had Canada basically seal their
Their
position.
their first place. They sealed already that they're gonna go to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a few games left.
Yeah.
For next week. Or this week actually.
Yeah.
However, they sealed it. This is their first time going back into the World Cup since 36 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. I believe the U.S. is also right now pretty secure as well. The top three teams on it is Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. Those are the three teams that right now are at the top of the table to make it as of right now.
¿En qué lío está El Salvador?
No, they're out.
¿Qué lío? Hey,
They're out.
Chico.
The sad thing is Italy got
He's out.
knocked out by 1-0 with North Macedonia.
North Macedonia.
That's wild.
Dirty.
Because
They've
it's
been
like
going through that for the last 10 years. They've been in. They won the Euro League,
That's
and then
wild.
they lost the qualifiers, and then they won the World Cup, and then they lost the World qualifier. Like they fucking up.
Well, right now USA and Mexico are tied, and also the Costa Rica can still sneak in there.
sneak in there.
So Mexico and USA are not necessarily safe all the way. So Costa Rica, especially after they beat El Salvador 2-1 this week, they can definitely take
But the
it.
rest of the matches though,
They have Panama, Canada coming up on Wednesday. Costa Rica, USA on Wednesday as well. Mexico, Salvador on Wednesday. Jamaica.
if Costa Rica beats USA, that would be
Yep.
interesting because then they could probably make it in.
That would put USA in the repechaje.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And El Salvador needs to do something to just spoil Mexico's party too. So, let's just
I
say-
doubt that happens, but all right.
hey man, put it this way: Costa Rica and USA tie.
The reason I say I doubt that happens is because El Salvador hasn't taken the right players in order. You've said this before.
They actually have Nelson Bonilla right now there now,
Okay.
and I think that given that they're gonna be playing in El Salvador,
Mm-hmm.
I think in El Salvador. Let's check that out. Check that.
You think there might be an opportunity?
No, they're playing in Mexico. It's not happening.
Never mind.
It's not happening. But who knows?
like
Who's to say?
It's not
Who's to
happening.
say? That's the
If
odds
they
are
beat them, I would be surprised and shocked. I would have celebrated definitely.
yes, and then so Serbia, Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal already secured their
Spain
positioning.
and Sweden, France and Ukraine, Belgium, Wales, Denmark, Scotland. Damn, that's a shitload, man.
Yeah.
So and then I know there's some stuff that the Barcelona president said about Messi that we were talking about last week.
Yeah, you guys are talking about basically if Messi would come back or if Barca would do anything. As of right now, the president came out and said that they have no communication with his agent, no communication with Messi. They haven't talked about anything. There's nothing on the table as of right now for him to come back. Also, at the same time, it's kind of like they're not looking at bringing him back, which is what I've been saying. It's like the team is being developed very well right now. There's no reason to bring back a superstar like that because it would just destroy everything that they've already built as of right now. For me, I like the fact that they're playing without the superstar. That they're knowing how to play it, and they're becoming superstars themselves. So we'll see how they continue to develop. We'll see how they continue. They already have a few verbal agreements with a few players out there. One center back, which is Christian Henson, I think his name, something like that. He's a center back from Chelsea. They have him already on a verbal agreement, and then they have another player on a verbal agreement. So we'll end up seeing how if they end up signing these players, which are coming for free. Another player that's up for free is Paulo Dybala. Juventus already said they're not renewing his contract, so that's another player that it's a possibility that he could end up in Barcelona. We'll see if that ends up happening or if he goes to another team.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here and listening to Sports Wave.